Title: She said, "I make more money, so I deserve more say in our relationship." I said, "You're right." Then I stopped paying for everything I'd been covering. Her Excel spreadsheet the next week revealed the truth. Start: She said it so casually, as if she were talking about the weather. "I make more money, so I deserve more say in our relationship." I remember the way she looked at me when she said it, chin lifted, lips curled with self-satisfaction, like she'd just declared herself CEO of us. I didn't argue. I just nodded once, slowly. "You're right," I said. That was the last argument we ever had, though she didn't know it at the time. When we met, she was drowning in student debt. A marketing degree, unpaid internship, eating noodles 4 nights a week. I wasn't rich, but I was stable. A decent salary, savings, a place of my own. I didn't mind paying. Rent, utilities, groceries, dinners, car repairs, I covered it all. She used to say, "You make me feel safe," and I believed her. I didn't keep score. Love shouldn't require accounting. But over time, she started to confuse comfort with control. Her promotion came last year. Junior manager, big title, bigger ego. Suddenly, she was the breadwinner. She started talking like she built this life herself. My contributions faded into the background noise of her success story. I still remember the night it shifted. She was on the phone with a friend, laughing. "He's good to have around," she said. "Takes care of things." Takes care of things. That's what I was to her, a convenience. After her declaration about money and power, something in me went still. I didn't yell, didn't defend myself. I just watched her pour herself another glass of wine, rambling about modern relationships and financial independence. That night, when she went to bed, I opened our shared spreadsheet. Every line I'd filled, every expense she never noticed. Rent, me. Groceries, me. Streaming services, phone plan, gas, weekend trips, me. Her contributions were almost decorative. She thought she carried us because her paycheck was bigger, but she never looked at where the money actually went. That's when I decided I'd let the numbers speak for me. It started with silence. No confrontation, no arguments, just adjustments. I removed my auto payments, canceled subscriptions under my name, opened a new account, quietly rerouted the rent payment to her portion only. I told her I was sorting out some finances, and she barely looked up from her laptop. Then I waited. Within a week, I saw small cracks forming. Groceries were lighter. Bills sat unpaid longer. She texted me once from Word, "Hey, Wi-Fi down again." I replied, "Guess so." 2 days later, she started complaining about how everything feels off. She opened our spreadsheet that weekend, our relationship ledger, as she called it, and updated her side. I watched her eyes narrow, her fingers freeze on the keyboard. She was staring at the truth. For years, I'd been quietly subsidizing her life. She looked at me, confusion first, then disbelief, then anger. "What is this?" she said. "Why does it look like you're not paying anything?" I tilted my head. "I thought you wanted more say. That's how partnerships work, right? You make more, you handle more." Her mouth opened, then closed. The silence was delicious. Over the next few weeks, I let reality do the heavy lifting. She tried to manage on her own. She paid rent late twice. Credit card balances climbed. I watched her start skipping her morning coffees, avoiding online shopping. Her tone changed, too, less commanding, more careful. "Can we talk about splitting things differently?" she said one night. "Sure," I replied, "but this time let's track it properly." I sent her a fresh spreadsheet, columns labeled clearly: rent, utilities, groceries, car, insurance. I added a column for fair share percent. I filled hers first, 70%. She blinked at it, mouth trembling. "That's not fair." "It's proportional," I said. "You make more money. You deserve more say." She stared at me for a long time, realizing I'd just handed her own logic back to her, polished and weaponized. A week later, she broke. She came home tense, pacing the living room. "This isn't working," she said. "You're punishing me." I leaned against the counter, calm. "I'm just respecting what you said. You wanted control. I'm giving it to you." She laughed bitterly. "You're twisting my words." "No," I said. "I'm just taking you literally." She looked at the spreadsheet again, her creation. The same file she once used to prove her superiority. Now it was a mirror, reflecting her dependency. Her voice cracked. "I didn't realize how much you were paying." "I know," I said. "That's the problem." The air between us was sharp, like the edge of broken glass. She packed her things 2 days later, left the coffee mug she once said she loved. A month passed. Silence felt expensive in the best way. She sent one message months later. "You were right, about everything." I didn't reply, because revenge isn't about shouting or gloating. It's about precision. It's about letting someone choke on the math of their own arrogance. Now I live alone. The apartment feels bigger, cleaner, balanced. I still keep that spreadsheet, not out of bitterness, but as a reminder. Every formula still runs, every total still updates, even if the cells are empty. She once said she made more money, so she deserved more say. Turns out, numbers don't care who earns more. They only care who pays. And I paid until I stopped. Now every line adds up perfectly. She thought power came from earning more, but real power came from knowing when to stop paying for someone who never noticed what you were worth.